Joey Reese and Pickle and Boot Shop.
So all three of you Patreons, welcome to the dawning of a new day of the Pickle and Boot Shop.
This is the dawning of the age of
Age of
aquariums.
Aquarius.
The age
Age
of
of
aquariums.
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 Good job, man.
I am awake. I'm not really.
You're awoke,
I'm awoke, dude.
but not in the hipster term.
No, like in
You're
the biological
woke.
term.
Yeah,
Am
yeah.
I?
You're ready to go.
Hey, Joe.
Hey,
How are you?
hey, how you doing, Reese? I'm doing good.
Hey, fella.
Three listeners that are still paying for this. How are you guys doing?
What's
Everybody
that?
out there good?
Huh? Say that again? Oh, good. Hey, what? Yeah, you too.
Oh, you're bad. Oh, you're bad.
Not right now.
Oh, can't,
I'm wearing a
Can't do it right now.
sweatshirt.
why?
It's cold down here in the basement. But you know what? I'm not a vapid whore.
Oh my goodness!
I dress for the weather.
Oh my goodness! This week on Ruffled Feathers, Reese tells us why he doesn't like people not wearing clothes that are
No,
that go with the weather.
I just don't like people complaining about it, about the winter, because they're like, I hate winter. I get cold. And you're like, that's because you're an idiot.
Right. I absolutely love. I love the clothes that you get to wear in the winter.
Yeah.
Like in the summer, if I'm up at the lake, I enjoy being in my bathing suit. I like wearing basketball jerseys. I go full white trash when I'm on the lake. I go tank tops, but not just a normal tank. It's got to be an old school basketball jersey. So I'll wear like an old school basketball jersey and my swim trunks or shorts and flip flops, like slides, and I love it.
Love
but
it.
as soon as I'm not up north, I want to be in jeans, chucks, a t-shirt, classic fit t-shirt, and like a sweatshirt
Yeah.
with a baseball hat or a beanie on.
So I agree with you. It is nice to wear that stuff when it's hot because you're compensating. But I prefer being cold and like just bundled up. Like it just
Yeah.
feels like your clothes are hugging you.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And the older I get, the more I like that.
Yeah.
I do have to say, when I was growing up, I loved winter. And then I started touring and being gone in other states and being down south all the time. I think it changed me on a biology level. Like it changed me to where, and I don't know if the change comes because I got older or the change came because of touring. But I feel like once I was done in the Insiders and I was back in the Detroit area all the time, I felt like, you know how like in California, it's like a 78 degree night and you think it's cold? Like you're like, oh my gosh, it's 78. You put on a hoodie.
Yeah.
The breeze kind of comes off the ocean and stuff like that. And so like 70 degrees is freezing in California or in Texas. That's like cool. So back here in Detroit, it's like it would do that. It would get down to like 75, 70. I'd be like, man, it's chilly. But everybody else around you is in shorts and a t-shirt.
Because they're accustomed to it. You can do this. Like the Scandinavians do it. That's what they do in the saunas. It messes up the thermoceptors in your skin so that you can accept like more
Isn't that
cold.
where you also beat yourself with eucalyptus?
They did what? Is this happening?
Yeah.
Is that really?
Like in Scandinavia and Russia, you go into like the sauna, the sauna,
Does it sound
and then you get branches of like eucalyptus and you whip yourself to exfoliate yourself while you're in the sauna.
that might be different. but maybe it's part of being in the sauna. What I know is that like
You
if
also
go-
got to bat around the junk of the guy sitting next to you
Oh, where do you do this?
in Scandinavia or Russia.
All right, I'm just gonna check tickets. No, so if you can do it yourself, take a really hot shower or go in a hot tub, get hot, and then jump out and roll in the snow. But part of what the idea of the sauna is it kind of messes up your thermoceptors, these nerve endings that detect temperature change. And then when you go out in the cold, it doesn't feel as cold. Or, if you become accustomed to, in Southern California, am always wearing a coat. When you take that coat off and it's 70 degrees, it's going to feel cold. Anyway, you can do that. I did this thing when I started working here in nursing homes.
Where you peed your pants?
I peed my pants to try and just
Make a cake.
I wanted to make a cake. I was like, if I put flour down there or I have enough yeast, I can make my own cake. And I don't have to depend on these people to pay me. So I
pea
did
cake.
that. A pea cake.
Pea pants cake.
A pea pants cake. Now, I knew that in nursing homes, it's like super hot. The old people get very hot in their nursing homes. They want the temperature up to like 90. So I started wearing a jacket all the time, even though it was already warm. In the first like month, I was sweating my butt off, but then I got used to it. And then when I'd go in these old people's rooms, I could take the jacket off and it would not feel so hot.
Isn't that the same concept of like the garb that people wear in the Middle East, like the big, like, for lack of a better word, for lack of knowing any better, like the dresses that like sheiks
Those
in like the
big
Arab
black
countries.
Yeah.
Well, like they can be white, they can be anything. Like they have their like kind of dress, and then they have that like kind of the headdress that comes down with the, with like then like the, I don't know, it's like their face is shown, and then they got like the kind of like the hat that comes down over the sides of their face and in the back.
They got some
But
sort
I think-
of hat.
But I think that does the same thing. I think they're under that for all day, where it almost acts as its own shade. I think your body acclimates to it, where you're almost walking around shading yourself all day long.
Yeah. What I've heard on that is the fabric they're wearing is very porous. So it absorbs all the sun's heat, and it's like loose. So it absorbs all the sun's heat, and then any wind that blows through that will dissipate that heat. That's
Like,
think
why
they're
don't
on
we
that?
use that technology?
I don't know.
Like,
How-
at what point do like we say, hey, you know what? Maybe these nation states that have lived in deserts for the entirety of the earth, maybe they know something about hot weather. And instead of wearing a t-shirt and shorts, maybe you put this dress thing on, this muumuu thing. What's it
Put
called?
on the muumuu. It's called a dress muumuu.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or like a kimono.
patronizers?
Kimono.
It's a kimono.
Yeah.
It's a Saudi Arabian kimono.
I like when guys wear the kimonos that are like shorter, because there's like a longer kimono and then there's the shorter ones.
And the
Like
guys wear it.
I'm thinking like you in a shorter kimono
All right.
would
Like where you going with this?
that
My stage
you-
outfit?
Yeah, you would get like your boss card punched. You'd get 2 punches on your I'm a boss card.
I would. Should I
Yeah.
wear it for the 5 Iron show? Should
Yes.
I wear boxer briefs?
You should dress like you're a Hooters waitress,
A good
and
idea.
then wear a kimono. So come out in the kimono, and everyone will be like, "Oh my gosh, she's wearing a kimono. It's so short. That's hilarious." And then you take the kimono off, and you're straight Hooters, like orange hot pants, white tank top,
Perfect.
and instead of having it say Hooters, have it say Super Tones.
Perfect. I am into this.
Yeah.
My whole thing on stage, like my favorite thing to do is try and make people stop playing. Because I hate Fiverr just as much as you guys do. I want them to stop. So I feel like if I can wear a funny enough outfit or do something crazy enough, they'll stop. And that's my goal.
Now, what happened to your gadget shoulder pads?
I threw it away because when we reformed, I was afraid they were going to make me start wearing it again. It was in my basement that whole time, and I was like, no thank you, Grandma. That's how I talked to it. And then I threw it. It's in a landfill.
So what were all the different gadgets on that
Oh,
thing?
my geez.
I know a Canadian flag popped up.
Yeah. So it started out because somebody in Denver had seen this band, and they were like, Reese, you got to do this. This guy came out with a football helmet on, and it had like ram's horns. And I was like, I'll do that, but better. So I just started trying to collect things to make this crazy outfit. And first it's like a liner for a construction helmet, so you could wear it out in the cold. But
Yeah.
it looked like one of those old aviator helmets. But
Yeah,
it
like
was
a leather.
yellow. And I was like, and it had two little places on the side where it would strap into the construction helmet. And so I thought, well, I could put ties through that, like old ties, and tie it. And that'd be funny. And it needs goggles, so it looks like an aviator thing. And then I was at at a thrift store, and I was like, what else would go with this? Oh, those football pads would be funny, but it needs to look like Mad Max, but really jacked up. So I took it and then put dowels onto it, like several dowels, and then each dowel had a stuffed animal on it. So, and then there was like, I think I did that for one show, and everybody was like, that is hilarious. And it went crazy from that point because I was like, how can I make this more insane? So there was like a catcher's guard, like a chest guard for catchers.
Yeah.
A Nintendo Power Glove. I wanted the Nintendo Power Glove, the buttons to do things, make lights happen or something.
Yeah.
And there was like those battery powered like Christmas tree lights you could get, but it was they didn't work very good. It wasn't like we had Amazon back then, so you could just order stuff to go on there.
Yeah, it was Radio Shack. Everything was Radio Shack.
Yes. So I would like look for gadgets that would fit on there and make it go. And I found a cape, so it had a cape on it. And then knee pads and elbow pads. I thought that would add to the function if I was not going to hurt myself.
Yeah, did that work for you, like doing your jumps and all that stuff?
Yeah, no, it weighed, that thing weighed about 20 pounds, 25 pounds. So it slowed you down a bit. But then I was like, I saw one of these mod kids riding with all the scooter, like all the mirrors on their scooter. And I was like, that would be funny. Put a bunch of bike things on it. So I had this little Ernie. It was like one of those honky horns for kids, but it had Ernie on it. And then there was like some baby heads I found that were on there. And then for Canada, I was like, it'd be really funny if I could yank this cord and this Canadian flag would pop up. Usually it would deploy well before we got to the song. But that was there. So many things. It was like there would be things that were a good idea and they'd make it like the confetti poppers, things that would do that. But then you'd be like, geez, I just blew out my hearing, because this confetti popper went right next to my head. Things like that, or silly string. like I got a Spider-Man silly string shooter, and that was on it. But then I think everybody got mad at me, and they hit it. It was
Yeah.
it was pretty crazy, and then it smelled horrible.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
Andy and I got in a
pads do.
fist fight over it.
Oh, from it just being down in the basement.
No. So we were playing in Wichita with the W's, and have we talked about the fist fight?
No.
Jeez, this is a good story.
But I like the fact that you're playing with the W's and playing Wichita.
Yeah, we were playing Wichita, first and only time I think we played Wichita. And
Guys, Wichita starts with a W.
it does. Joe, hang on. Let's try that again. I'll cut this out. Say it one more time.
I find it funny that you're playing with the W's in Wichita.
Joe, that's so clever. You're very smart and also handsome.
Thank you.
Okay. So we were playing, and it was a church show. It's like a church youth group. I don't know if it was where they met for church or where their youth group met, but you played those shows where they didn't know where to have a green room. They probably had a stage that they did church on, but then
Yeah.
they didn't have a green room. And so you as a band, if you're just playing one show, it's your first show, or you just play shows around town, you don't really need a green room. You're just excited to go up there. But if you have done this, you're playing 9 months a year, you're tired, and you're tired of people, and you've been driving all day, and you're probably exhausted because you drove all night, and you don't want to hang out with people. Like if you're an introvert like me, you got to be alone for a little bit before you go on stage and then talk to kids. So the green room at this place, green rooms are important. Sometimes places don't have a green room. You end up sitting in your van out on the side. That's the worst.
Yeah.
But this place just made like the church office be the green room, which was up front. And then the crowd, you'd walk out of there, and the crowd would have to part for you as the band to get to the stage. It was kind of goofy. So you'd come out, kind of weave your way through the crowd, like, hey, I got to get up there. I'm in there. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm that.
Hey
Can
guys,
I
look
go?
out.
So you do this to get up there, and then you have to do it between sets. And the W's played, some local band played, W's played, and then us. And I had the ultimate battle armor on. I had to get ready. So the band has done this I'm cutting through thing. And the dudes in the W's are coming back to backstage. And they're like, yeah, that was a crazy show. The sound sucks, or whatever they're saying. And here I am with this goofy outfit that loses all of its potency if I just walk through the crowd. And I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, I gotta go to the stage. I'm in the band. So I knew there was a side door. And so I tell the guys in the W's, I'm like, dude, please help me out. You got to tell them, because I'm already geared up. I've spent like a half hour trying to load this thing up. You're trying to put in your silly string, trying to load your Canadian flag. There were things that flashed. You had to make sure the batteries worked and all this stuff. It was so dumb. So dumb. So finally, I'm ready, and I'm like, I can't walk through the crowd. This will suck. It'll be so lackluster. Can one of you guys tell the band I'm coming around to the side? Don't start until you see me wave. And they're like, yeah, sure. So they go. It's like James. He goes out. He's supposed to be telling Andy, who starts the show, don't start until you see Reese at the stage, at the side. Come through that door. And what Andy heard is start. So he just starts, and I'm backstage still. I haven't even made it to going out to the side. I haven't even gone over there. And I'm like, holy hell, crap, dude. And so I just run. I'm like pushing people, trying to like part the crowd to get up on the stage. They're starting playing like what song? I cannot even remember. But like, by the time I get up on stage, they're done with the first chorus. This is how Five Iron works. They're just like something is different. Something.
What are we missing?
weird-
1, 2, 3. Okay, we got all our
We
horns.
did this.
We got a bass player.
That's going. Horse playing. I'm playing. Gosh dang it! What is? Something just feels off tonight. Something feels off.
What am I missing in my monitors?
Ooh. Oh, hey, there's Reese. that happened, I think. I think they were just like, oh. And I'm like making this hand symbol, like, dude, just stop. Like, why did you even start? Like, there was this huge communication. But I'm like, dude, just stop. I'm like leaning over at Andy, like, please, man. Hey, stop. Just stop. We'll start over. It'll be funny. And he's like, pissed. Like, he's looking at me. Tempo is going up. Like, just he's pounding his drums so hard, just getting more and more pissed. And Andy, God love him, that dude has worked so hard on this, but man, he is not doing the stereotype of Italian tempers any favors. he has honed this, and he was just playing faster and louder and just staring daggers at me. And I'm like, all right, I guess we're finishing this song. So I just figured out, like, and this is also how my brain works. I can't start singing a song in the middle.
Yeah, I can't either.
I'll just be like, okay. I think the chorus is this. Okay, chorus. So second chorus, I'm in and wobbly, and then we do it, and we always like try and have these groupings of songs. So we tried to do at the beginning, we try and do 3 songs, like hard hitters, and then you have a good show. So we did the next 2 songs, and I'm like trying to gauge like what is happening. And I'm also pretty bummed and a little bit mad. Like, what the hell? Like, do you guys not even care that I'm here? Like, so we finish, and I'm like, hey, sorry about that. I was backstage and I couldn't make it up here. Not throwing him under the bus or anything, but like, I don't know what he heard, but he got more angry. So this is going, and like, there had been times up to that point where I was young enough where when Andy got mad, I'd push his buttons just because I couldn't believe he would get so pissed about such small things.
Uh-huh.
He would get pissed so quick and so much. And I don't have as much fear as I should about these things.
No, you went at a gang with a starter pistol.
Yes. There was a time we were on a plane and he was getting pissed at me, and I kept pushing his buttons, and I was sitting next to him, and he was like, I am going to kick your ass, like ready to fight me on the back of a plane. And I kept pushing him. I'm so bad, man. So he was pissed, and I wasn't pushing it. Like I was not trying to push him, but I was also mad. I was also like, this sucks. We just blew the show. So let's just get through it. And so I was, trying to be, the best, whatever lead singer and do the show. And we got through, we did our whole set. And I'm thinking in my head, he's pissed. Just get off the stage. Like, just get away from him. Let him cool down. And I can hear him talking shit about me behind me to the dudes in the W's and the other guys in the band. And I'm like, just get out of here. So I go out the side. I go around, lose the ultimate battle armor. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to ride in a different van than him. Like, I think we were in vans. W's were in different vans. So I'm like, I'm just going to let him cool out. He might have chosen the W's van for the same reason. So
You guys wake up, you're both in the W's van.
yeah,
You thought you
No.
were trying to get away from each other, but you're in there together.
We had a hotel. So we go to the hotel and we get out. I get out. I'm thinking just get your room key, just go to your room. Like let's go to sleep. And then in the morning, we'll talk about this and not be as pissed. Because I was pissed, but he was like Andy level pissed. He was ready to throw down. And so I'm like, I grab my backpack, grab my stuff, start walking. And all of a sudden, I feel him tapping me on the shoulder. And he goes, "Hey, we need to talk." And I was like, "About what?" And he goes, "About what fucking happened on stage tonight." And he pushed me like just a little bit. But in my head, it just popped in my head when I was 8. My dad took me to the park and he's like, "Reese, I'm going to teach you how to fight."
Oh, here we go.
Right? So my dad, this is what he teaches me. Not how to punch, not how to kick or anything, how to block a punch or anything. He did show me how to punch.
Okay, so now you're at the park.
So my dad, he teaches me how to make a fist and not anything else. He's like,
All right.
He might have taught me where to punch somebody, like punch him here, punch him here.
Right.
But the main thing he said is if you're going to get in a fight, commit to it. Like, don't be like, I might fight this guy. You decide, because that's it. Like, if you're
Yeah.
going to fight, and then
in for a penny, in for a pound.
No, and this is what he told me. He's like, get it over with as fast as you possibly can. Whatever you got to do, kick that guy's ass. You got to throw him through a window. You got to grab a board. You got to,
wow.
like, I think my dad fought kind of dirty. He didn't need to. He was 6'5". He weighed like 210 pounds. He didn't need this. But I think people picked fights with him because he's loud, or he was loud, and you know, and he's a big guy and kind of goofy.
Yeah.
And they're like, I can take this guy.
Yeah.
So this is his advice. Just get it. Just start it. Get it over with.
Yep.
And so
It's now you and Andy.
Andy pushed me. Not hard. More like, hey, I need this now. Like, I'm going to talk to you, because that was his intent. Like, I'm serious. Let's talk this out. And what I felt was him pushing me, and I heard my dad go, if you're going to fight, do it quick and get it over with. And I just clocked him right in between the eyes. And
Are
then
you serious?
just clocked him as hard as I could. And then I'm like, I am ready to get on him and claw him and all this stuff, because my dad's voice is going in my head. But I had this enormous backpack that I always had. It had a laptop and a zip drive and all this shit. So I'm trying to get it off so I can go on Andy.
Yeah.
And in that time, he realizes, oh, this is a fight, because that's not what he wanted. He wanted to talk to me.
Right. He wanted to settle it like rational men.
Yeah. And so
Like rational Christian men.
So he somehow, I mean, he had good training. He had, 3 brothers he had fought.
Yeah.
So he got me in a headlock real quick. Like, he just put out his arm, got his arm around me, and he was going to headlock me. Well, I was like wiggling out of it and punching his kidneys like this. And then I was ready to like kick his feet out and get on top of him and then just go to town. And then
Jeez.
people were pulling us apart. And they're like, what I heard was Keith was in there with our sound guy trying to get a room. And the guy goes, "Are those guys in your band?" And they're like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, they're fighting." And they're like, "No, not those guys." And they both look and they're like, "Oh, geez. Guys in our Christian ska band are out there mutilating each other." So I gave Andy a black eye. I was bruised. I was kind of roughed up. But, dude, this is to Andy's credit. Like, we kept playing. Like, we kept playing shows. Nobody stopped. We played 3 days of shows. without speaking to each other. He kept riding the W's van, and then I'm just like, our band's over. We're going to break up. Like, either
Yeah.
he has to go or I have to go, because if that guy comes and talks to me again, I'm going to murder him. Like, I felt so righteous in being pissed at him because I
Yeah.
was like, dude, what the fuck? How are you mad at me for not getting to the stage before you started the song? Like,
Yeah.
how fucking pompous is that? I'm
Yeah.
the singer. How do you start a show without a singer?
Right.
So I felt like very righteous. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
like snapping the
so-
football without the
that's
quarterback.
straight ego, though, man. That was just straight ego. And he, after 3 days, just came and was like, man, I need to apologize to you. And I was like, gosh, dang it, dude. And that, like, that is why I love Andy. He's all the emotions, all of them, as far as you can go on the spectrum. And like at that moment, he was just like, all the
Yeah.
anger had left him, and he just felt sorrow. Like he felt like, oh, at the time we were also roommates. He and I lived together in a basement apartment. We had to go home to that. Like if our band broke up, we still had to go live in the same apartment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was crazy, but he is such a good person. He has a temper, which he has done so much work on. Like he hardly ever loses his temper anymore. But he also is just like the most generous, compassionate, like good guy in the band. So
Yeah.
he came, apologized, gave me a hug, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a dick. I
Now,
punched you, man. You were coming to talk to me, and I clocked you. Yeah.
Just blasted him. Now, here's the thing. I swear, I'm going to have to listen back to this. I swear, when you started the story, you said, after talking about the shoulder pads, that it made you punch Amy.
Oh.
That Amy, because that's why I said, because they were in your basement.
Okay.
I thought you said that you and Amy, not Andy.
No.
I thought Amy came out of your mouth.
You know,
So this whole
Joe,
time you were telling the story,
and you thought
I'm
I was
like,
talking
where
about
does
fighting with Amy?
the whole time I'm thinking, okay, well, when does Amy come in?
Yeah.
You were halfway through the story, and I'm thinking, like, okay, did you go back to the dressing room and
Punch
talk
my
crap
wife.
about Andy, and then and she was trying to calm you down, and she ended up having to slap you to like. But I swear, from the start of the story, I thought you said Amy. I was thinking like Amy punched you.
She has punched me. I think she might have broken one of my ribs once. But I have a code, man. I don't hit girls.
Oh heck yeah!
No,
It's
like
not even.
if a girl, man, like maybe like if she was endangering my family, but if she was endangering me, I was like, well, this is how I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get murdered by this woman because I'm not crossing that line.
I would think in a murder situation it would be different,
No,
but
man, I would get murdered by a lady.
oh,
Agatha,
well, that's too bad.
just in case you're
Yeah.
listening. I'm not gonna hit
it's
you.
like, yeah, she just started sharpening her machete.
Right.
Machete. Jeez. Yeah, I swear I'm gonna have to go back and listen to this because I swear
It's because I
you said
can't
Amy.
talk, man. I don't enunciate. I slur so bad. You pick the worst ska band singer to be on a podcast with.
Well, it was either you or I can't think of another
Or
bad.
Krista Makes.
It was
you
you or Krista Makes.
He's busy.
He still hasn't called me, so
Come on, Joe.
you haven't. He's like interviewing the backup bass player, sound tech for the Skedaddles, before calling me.
He is.
He's talking to Jason Carson before he's talking to me. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So that is the story. Did you guys ever get in fights, like actual physical fights? Didn't we talk about this? Didn't
Yeah,
you do it
we
with
talked about it. Yeah,
Kyle?
like one of our first 3 episodes, I think we did. I
Yeah.
did. I got into it with Kyle. No punches were thrown, but it was right up to that.
Yeah.
Like it was right up to we were both in each other's faces, and nobody crossed that line. But it definitely
You were pushing
were-
each other?
we were sitting in different seats in the van. So you know how like the van, there's the 2 up front, and then like there's like 3 seats in the back or whatever it is. Well, in our van, it was like 2 seats. It was 2 seats up front, and then 2 captain's chairs, and then like a big bench in the back
Yeah.
that then could
party
fold down
bench.
into a bed. Yeah. And so like I was sitting like in the party bench, and then he was like in one of the captain's chairs, and we were like going at it. So there was like a chair between us, and I remember just getting so frustrated. I was waiting for him to come at me. Like he was so mad. I was waiting for him to swing on me.
Yeah.
But he
Do you
never
remember
did.
what the fight was about?
I don't. Like with Kyle, it was always something. Like it was always something. He was just socially awkward, like talking to people. Now, mind you, Kyle Wassel, I learned today that in there's like a Middle Eastern, like a Middle Eastern like tribal community that the word wassel means onion. So I find that funny, Kyle Onion. But so I don't remember what it was about, but we were always fighting about everything. Like he just didn't have tact. He didn't have couth. Like you'd meet somebody and you know, the promoter would come out like, "Hi, my name's Brandon." And you're like, "Hi, Brandon. You know, nice to meet you. We're the insiders and stuff." And Kyle would pick him up like a fireman carry, like put the guy over his shoulder and start spinning him. Or, you know, just he would, like somebody would have said something at a show, like made a joke, and then it would have went over really well. And then Kyle would like say that same joke, like he would repeat it, but at a time then like it didn't go. And then so people, you know, like you'd all look around and like look at everybody and be like, what is this guy talking about?
You'd be like,
So
Kyle, stay away from the microphone.
Yeah, he was always just weird. Like you could never just have a normal conversation. He got into hockey. Like I'm a huge hockey fan.
Yeah.
And he grew up, he was not into hockey, but when he hit, you know, whatever, 24 years old, he like hockey grabbed him and he went all in, wanted to learn everything he could about
On his
hockey. On his skateboard. So that's the thing. Like, it's not like he learned about hockey and could like talk to you about hockey. He learned hockey and then he would like play hockey on a skateboard instead of like inline skates or ice skates. So then it was always like weird. He'd like want to go to the park or like on tour. He'd like bring a hockey stick. He'd want to play like street hockey with kids, but he had a skateboard. It was just weird. He did everything weird. He would like, he had like a cappuccino, not a cappuccino, like an espresso maker, I think, in the truck, in the tour truck.
What?
And yeah. So he had his,
Saving his Starbucks money.
Yeah, we shared everything. Like we had all these commentaries like in the trucks. We had like TV, VCR, DVD player, PlayStation that we all shared. And then at the other end, he had his own like entertainment system. Like it was just for him. And when I say entertainment,
what did it consist of?
An espresso machine. That's what I was going to clarify. He
That
had
was in his entertainment system.
Yeah,
Just
he had
getting
this-
hepped the frick up on caffeine.
Yeah, so we all shared this one like entertainment system, like shelving, and then he claimed this other shelving as like just his, and he had an espresso maker on it.
Okay.
He would never clean it, so there's coffee grounds everywhere. It was never cleaned, like coffee grounds everywhere, like kind of like the wet drippings, the drippings that dry and like leave like stains. Like that was everywhere, never cleaned it, but yet he would call somebody else out for like having like a messy area. I mean, it was nonstop. Everything he did was weird. At night, he would need to sleep with a wet towel on his face. Now that's fine if you're at home, you need a wet towel. Like that's always been like a thing in our family. If you're not feeling good, you put like a wet towel on your, like wet washcloth on your forehead. It cools you down. You feel better.
Okay.
He would take a towel, like a full towel or a shirt, soak it in water, put it on his head. So then it would soak into his pillow. It would soak into his mattress. So then it would soak into like the wood, like the plywood underneath his like bedding. So then like my bed was below his. He would put this towel or washcloth or a shirt, and so it would soak through everything. And then I was underneath him. So like the wood would like get discolored. Like if you had like a leaky roof. Like it was ruining the wood that supported him in his bed, like up where his head was.
And was there like mildew or anything? Or
yeah,
just...
it was stinky. Like his pillow would be soaked, his mattress, like all that stuff. And he didn't care. And then so he would do stuff like that. He would do things where it's like, all right, everybody be on the bus at 8. We're gonna be leaving. And he's walking out of the hotel at 8 to go over to Starbucks or to go someplace and get breakfast at 8. So we'd all be waiting for him. It's now 8:20, and he walks back and he just gets on the bus and eats his food and drinks his coffee like nothing. You know, it was nonstop with him when it came to like having insurance in the band. Like he has to say no, like I'm not paying insurance, like we're going to get band insurance. And he was adamant about not having band insurance. So it's like we ended up getting it. He just wasn't covered. Like he wasn't covered on the band insurance. But it was always
that mess
something.
Up your policy though?
No, he just wasn't covered. So when we did the coverage for the band, he just wasn't one of the people on it.
Okay.
So through our Humana, we did like Humana insurance. It was just like we were a 5-piece and not a 6-piece.
Okay.
So yeah, it was absolutely bizarre. Everything he did was just weird and selfish.
Yeah.
It was bizarre. It was bizarre.
That. So then the fight.
Yeah, so just like that fight, it was just us two in the van. I don't remember what it was over. But it was just, and then like the guys I think Nate kind of pulled me out of the van. Not pulled me out like he had to separate us. It was just like, come on, let's step out for some air. And he was just kind of like, calm down. And it was just like that type of situation. But from what I can remember, that was the only really heated situation. Oh, me and Johnny got into it once.
No.
Yeah, me and John Hale got into it once. And I forget what that was about too, but I remember John got out of his bunk. He was going to hit me, or he told me to hit him. He was like, are you going to hit me? Are you going to hit me? I go, John, I'm not going to hit you. And like Leslie was sitting next to me. She was on tour with us. And I was like, John, I'm not going to hit you. And he just went nuts. And he jumped back into his bed and he called Tim and he quit. And he was going to fly back to Detroit from wherever we were. And Tim like talked him off the ledge. And then, the next day or whatever, like Johnny and I talked and like cleared everything up, same thing. But
do you know what he got mad at you about?
I don't. I can't remember.
Man, he is somebody we got to talk to on this show.
Oh, he wants to be on here so bad. He wants to be on so bad, and I always forget. I always forget to ask him, but he's got a billion stories, and he's got a memory like an elephant. And he can remember stories, man. I'll see him at church and he'll be like, hey, I was telling my boys the other day, do you remember this? And I'm like, John, I have no memory. Like not even vaguely. Like he has all these stories that I have zero recollection. It's like I wasn't even there. So he would be a great interview and to have someone on to tell stories and stuff like that with. It was pretty good.
All right.
But I don't remember like other guys, unless I didn't see it. Like maybe if I asked Nate or Bo, I don't know if they had they got in fights and stuff like that. I really never remember I got in like an argument with Kyle that like really wasn't anything more than a big argument. And then the big argument with Johnny. But again, it was just him yelling at me and me kind of like laughing at him. And then, I know we got mad at Reggie, our bus driver. We got mad at him when he
fight with him.
Yeah, we like, we didn't get in a fight. He almost killed us. So we were like, you're done. That's it. You're fired.
Jeez.
Yeah. I remember I got, again, a lot of the stories I've told, like, gotten like a shouting match with guys with Plank Eye, with the like lead singer of Bloomsday. I remember the first time I met Mike Rowe, he was like, I thought he was like douchebag supreme, everything wrong with the Christian industry.
I've never met that dude.
But what ended up happening was the Mike Rowe that I met in 1997 is who I am today. He was like a guy back then who realized there's a difference between being a Christian and like all this like rules and regulations. You know, like, hey, I bought a lotto ticket. I bought a lotto ticket today and I had a beer. But like the Christian that I was back then was like, oh my gosh, he's drinking. He's drinking and gambling. So it's like the mentality that I had back then is different than it is now. So like now as a 45-year-old, I'm the Mike Rowe. Like if some like new little Christian kid, a little excited youth group kid came and talked to me, they'd probably be like, man, this is a bitter old dude who's, who knows if he's going to get into heaven or not. And that's kind of like
he's going to get into heaven.
Yeah. And that's like how I looked at like Mike Rowe. I was like, this guy is a pioneer of Christian music. Like this guy's a turd. But now I completely look back that like I was wrong and I was like a dumb kid and he'd just been there, done that. Like he was secure in who he was.
Yeah. Yeah. He was like also not like the 77s are going to become the next DC Talk. He was just like,
Yeah, he's just, I like playing music. Yeah, I like playing music. I like doing this. 77s, the Lost Dogs, all of that, man. They were just having a good time living their lives playing music. So
I never met the dude. I've heard stories that he was just kind of burned out on the whole scene.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But he didn't have a podcast to be able to talk about it.
He might. I don't know.
In fact, I think we played with him the first time we ever played with Chevelle.
Did you really?
Yeah, I think Chevelle opened. It was at the Lighthouse. It was at the Lighthouse in Milwaukee. And so there was this club in Milwaukee called the Lighthouse. We played there. Mike Rowe played there, and then Chevelle opened for us.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Solo stuff, or was it like with 77s or?
No, it was solo stuff. Okay. No, it was solo stuff. Like he had like a band with him, but it was called like Mike Rowe and whatever.
Yeah. That's cool, dude. I'm like his friend on Facebook, and he posts stuff, and it seems very cool. But I don't know the dude.
Yeah.
I don't know him, and honestly, I've listened to like one 77 song and 0 Lost Dog songs. I appreciate that people love them. I just have never gotten into them.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't say that I ever did. I think I forced myself because like when I was the club that got us going, like Tony Weatherly, his club, the Fringe here in Michigan, they would bring in all those acts. And so where I was as a, where I was in my walk and where we were with the insiders is if the Fringe had a show, we were there. Yeah. It was kind of like when Tooth and Nail, if Tooth and Nail put out an album, you would just buy it because it was Tooth and Nail and you knew you were going to like it.
Yeah.
Same with like Fat Records. You just buy anything that Fat Records puts out and you're probably going to like it. And so the Fringe, whatever band was there, we would go and support the Fringe. And so I remember seeing the Lost Dogs, and like I don't think I ever saw the 77s. I think who I saw were the Lost Dogs because like Gene Eugene was in it, and and Terry Taylor, and I don't think those guys were in the 77s. I don't think
They were in the choir. Gene
Yeah.
Eugene was Gene Eugene in the choir. No,
I think so. I think so.
dude, people are gonna crucify us for this. We
But-
don't know.
But it wasn't my scene, like I wasn't into that. Was like there was like your Michael W. Smith, Amy Grant, Sandy Patty, and then there was kind of this next tier that was like underground, but it wasn't alternative underground. So that was like your 77s, the Lost Dogs, those type.
Yeah.
And I would even put Steve Taylor in that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say Steve Taylor, like what he was doing at any point in his life was groundbreaking for all of music. When I listen to their stuff, it seems to me to be like a bad copy of something. That's why
Okay.
I don't like it.
I understand what you're saying. I guess I just mean that like the mainstream market kind of loved, like in my youth group room in my church, we had posters of Michael W. Smith, Amy Grant, Stephen Curtis Chapman.
Yeah.
But like we didn't have posters of Steve Taylor. And it wasn't until later on that like it wasn't until I was in the Insiders that like I had heard of Steve Taylor.
Yeah.
So I kind of put him, like Steve Taylor, Gene Eugene, Mike Rowe, Terry Taylor, all in that like next category. Kind of like how the Insiders are with like you guys. So it's like the Supertones and Five Iron, and then the next one down is the Insiders.
That's not true, Joe.
Like we didn't sell as many albums as the top tier.
We didn't talk about your song again.
Yeah. That's fine. Ken next
It's not
week.
fine. I did listen to all of Motor City Ska, and it has been years. And like I was like, the production kind of sucks, which I'm sure
Yeah.
is how you feel.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good, dude. I can't believe you were in like high school or that age, because you sound like a 30-year-old Dickie Barrett who's been chain smoking.
Oh, thank you.
Like, thank you.
Because I listen to that and I can't stand my voice on it. Like I hear a 17, 18-year-old kid.
Yeah, I think you sound great. I think the songs are great. Like they're raw. It's good ska. It's great. The production needs help, but still, it's not bad production. And I think at the time it was fine. But your horn section just kills all of us. Like all the Christian ska bands, you killed them.
Well, thank you.
You like the Supertones' first album. It sounds like they're playing kazoos. They got better.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Ours has never sounded as good as your band sounded on your first album.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Appreciate it. That was Gene Eugene.
yeah, but
that
also
was-
your horn players were fucking ninjas. Like the Salvation Army abused those guys somehow and
Yeah.
made them the amazing horn section they were.
Yeah. They would have band practice 3 times a week.
Jeez.
2 times a week, and then playing on Sundays or whatever. And then they were also involved like in their schools and stuff. So our horn players were probably playing, and then plus band practice, they were probably playing 5 days a week, at least 2-3 hours a day. So I mean, they were all pretty good.
Yeah. They're amazing.
All right, you guys. We are going to bring this to an end by pumping my tires about Motor City Ska. I want to end on a good high note. So again, for the 3 of you Patreons that still stuck around and didn't cancel me and didn't cancel or if you haven't gotten around to canceling your Patreon, thanks for sticking around. One more time, giving me another shot. Love you guys. Thank you so much for just contributing to us, for listening to us. Share with somebody else. Have somebody else listen. But I think that's it for this week, man. That's it. We'll see you guys. Bye.
It.